Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome back to No Creek Farms. Well, we're carrying on from where we left off with last time. We'd just finished harvesting. I have moved the combines up out of the field, given them a bit of a clean off and a service, because today we are going to carry on and get back into these fields straight after they've been harvested. We need to get some lime spread on field 1 out the front, and also part of this field, not the whole thing. And then we are going to get some manure spread on both fields, getting them ready for planting again. So we'll look at getting that done. Now I am going to take the manure spreader we've got, the one that's just on the other side of the silage box there. We'll take that down and we are going to replace it. Got a new one in mind, one that's got a bigger capacity, so we don't have to come back and fill up quite as often. So we'll be taking that down to the shop and getting it replaced. Now a few of you commented, and I've talked to the dealer. We're going to see if we can get a demo of the Kinsey grain cart out here with tracks on it, just to see if we get any better performance with the weight on the tractor, just to see if the tracks would help to spread that weight out a little bit better than what it was with the wheels. So I'll be interested to find that out, because obviously we've got quite a lot more harvesting to go with the soybeans and corn down the back of the farm. But we're just going to get straight into doing this field. It's not going to take us very long at all. We do know this is quite a decent sized spreader. If I can get it on the right sort of line there. Here we go. So we'll just get this one done, and then we've got basically the area that used to be the grass field over the road to do. So we'll jump over and do that as well. And like I said, get into spreading some manure. So it's always nice getting the lime down first, because it makes it easier to see where the manure has been for each pass. So we'll get cracking on these jobs. This is our first field done. It was quick and easy. We've still got about 40% of our lime left. We did have a little bit of a play around with the application rate. It seems to be going on quite lightly, so we've just bumped that up a touch just to use up a little bit more. Our old dump truck in the shed still has quite a lot of lime in it, so we're not going to run out. Now I'm just going to figure out here from the map where exactly we need to go in this field. Right, so there you go. Pretty much straight down here on a bit of a 30-degree angle, then sort of head straight across to the pond. So we'll give this a go, see if we can get the right area covered. Gone a bit far over the edge, but we've got the boundary defined. We know where we need to go to get this all finished. So again, we'll just crack into getting this one done, and we'll be finished in no time. Out of lime, we're just getting the auger set up here. We'll get this into position first. Need to stop it and go back the other way. Get that set up right about there. That should work. We'll turn that on in a minute, and we'll just get the truck out. All the lime in it. So got 42 tons of lime in here. I know this one of the Much as I love this truck, the build capacity of it was a little unrealistic. That's why I'm quite looking forward to using the new trailer we've got, the semi, so still be able to use this for lime, which is going to be nice. It'll be a good little truck for running around doing these things. But let's just get that there, get that turned empty. That's probably enough. Just dumped 6 tons out. So what do we need to do? Turn that on. That's picked it up. There we go, unloading. So let's just see how it goes with picking all of that up, and whether that's enough to fill the lime spreader or not. Alright, there's all the lime off the ground. We'll just get it all out of the auger. That's stopped. Hasn't quite filled the spreader, but should give us more than enough. About 3/4 or 2/3. So we'll go and finish getting this spread, then have to get that all put away again. Might top the spreader up just before we do, just for next time we use it. There we go. Obviously got the GPS set up last time too. A little bit of fiddling around because obviously the width was set for running fertilizer, not for lime. But we got there in the end. Job done. We'll just bring up the map very quickly and just double check we've got everything covered. And there you see the lime requirement has been removed off this field and field 1 out the front. That's good to have that done. Now I am just going to back in under the auger here and we'll get this topped up. I think we're at 38%. I think I figured it's about 11... 7 was a third, 2/3, so 10.5 tons. So if I tip out about 6 tons, we should be pretty close to full. That's my maths anyhow. So tip down to 30 tons. There we go. That should get us pretty close to full. So we'll get the truck put away, and then we'll be able to put the spreader away, ready for next time. One thing I will do with the spreader though is run over. Now that I've put some lime in it, very unrealistically, as I back into the shed as well, very unrealistically we'll go and wash it off, because it is looking most untidy. And there we go, 99%. So I couldn't have judged that much closer if I tried. Next challenge, after we've gone and given this a clean, we'll be judging backing the spreader back in that shed. That's looking much cleaner now, much better. I feel okay putting that away in the shed till we use it again next time. There we go, that fitted in there quite well. So we'll just we'll go and get the auger put away, and then we'll go and sort out the manure spreader. So we're on our way down to the shop. Now I have been keeping an eye on the soybean price. It is still on the way up, so that will certainly be something we will keep an eye on, and may even, if time permits, get a load or 2 of soybeans sold for the end of this episode. I'm also probably going to have to spend a little bit of time in the animal shed and with the cows, and get a bit of cleaning and feeding done with them, just to top them up and make sure they are all taken care of. I do still need to get in touch with the animal dealer as well and order a few more cows while we've got some money in the bank. And just speaking of money in the bank, I was reminded that we had a loan at one stage. We just bring up our money screen while we're driving along here. So you see down the bottom there, we do still have a $50,000 loan. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that debt completely. There we go, all gone. That's a great feeling, knowing that we are now completely debt free and own all our machinery and having upgraded a whole heap. So great feeling to be in this position on the farm now. I'll see you down. I can see the shop just over the corner there, so I'll see you down there in just a second. I'm down here at the shop now. We've got the our manure spreader unhooked. We'll head over here, we will get that sold and then purchase the new one. So there it is, 12,994 or actually 13,046. A little bit more value there for that. So that is now gone, and if we hop back over here, find the manure spreaders, we've got a couple of options here. They're both pretty much exactly the same. We've got the Frontier spreader here, so 16,000 litres, 15 metres wide, 12 miles per hour, 100 horsepower, so all very easy for us to do. Or the H&S. They're pretty much exactly the same model, just different branding on them. So I think with an abundance of green already on the farm, I think it'd only be appropriate to keep going in that same theme. So I think we'll go with this Frontier MS1243. So let's get that bought. Just while we're here, the dealer did offer us this Freightliner. It's quite a significant value more and doesn't have that much more capacity. So I think what we're doing, we've ended up with a better deal here. Really only cost us about 6.5 grand once we'd sold the original one. So good deal. So let's get back down to the farm and get started with spreading some manure on those fields. We are back here now at the farm. So I'm just going to do what we've always done. Just try and park up tight against this fence with the spreader. It's a little bit hard actually with these jewels on. I might just try and back it in a little bit and get it as close as possible. Actually also mindful of where we position because of the size of that mound. It's the biggest pile of manure we've had, so I might just have to be a little bit further along here. There we go. We should be able to get that to work. Yeah, that looks like it's alright. There's a decent reach on the Maline. Be able to get in there, so we'll go and give it a try anyhow. So I've got the Maline. Now, one of the viewers had suggested trying out joules on the back of this just to see if it helped improve stability. So it's not something actually I'd considered before, so I'm going to give that a try. We just bring up the customize menu. So here we have the option $800 just to get some clamp-on joules added. So I think we'll put that on there and see if that makes a difference. While here, I may as well go through and repair everything just to make sure it's all serviceable. Neither of those really need repairing, so that was pretty good. Just a little bit there on the tractor, and also notice it needs a little bit more diesel, so we will get that filled up while we're here and notice it so we don't get caught out. Alright, there we go, diesel pumping, and all done. Perfect. Not the biggest tanks, not that much of a cost for us. So just going around the corners already, this feels a whole lot more stable, as you'd expect there with the wider wheelbase. Just hope actually I can fit through this gate. It's starting to look a little bit narrow now. Oh no, we're alright. That shut so the cows can't escape on us. Right, let's get this loaded up and get our first load of manure spread with this new spreader. A little bit of a rock there, but certainly nothing I have experienced before. Alright, there we go. That is the spreader full. So we'll just leave the Maline in here, turned off, and we'll head over the road, start testing this out on field number 1, just to see how it all goes before we come over and do the field here behind us. So I'm guessing first things we need to do is to open the flap on the back. There we go, we've got that up. So we should now be able to pull in, get lined up here about with where the edge I expect it's going to be for the spread, and start going. See how it all runs. Well, so far so good. Seems to be going at a decent speed. We just get lined up here. I'll get some GPS course set up. Here we go, that should be running. Perfect. We just have a quick look at our spray rate. Just see if I can drop that down a little bit. There we go, that's probably a little bit better. Make it go just that little bit further. Oh, there we go, that seems to all be running very smoothly and getting us a little bit further than we would have if we were using the older one. And of course, like I said, having put the lime on the field first, it makes it very easy to see exactly where we've been. So we'll just do these couple of rows just as a bit of a test, then we'll go around and do our headlands like we normally would. And come down and get this little piece down in here done. And just carry on with getting as much manure spread as we can. And get these fields all nicely fertilised before we get back into some cultivation and seeding. First run's done on that field. So 3 lengths pretty much, although it might change a little bit with some of the toing and froing with the application rate. But that is certainly a big improvement. I think it was probably 4 or 5 loads with the old spreader in that field with the similar application rate. So that's all going pretty well. We'll just get back in, get loaded up again, and head out and do another load. Just getting this last little piece that we didn't quite catch in the first pass, but that is field 1 all done. So we'll get that flat folded down on the back there. Don't want any manure dropping out on our travels across the yard, and we'll go and get topped up again and make a start or carry on going in field 28 there behind the yard. And here we go, I'm making a start in this field, so it's going to be a little bit harder on this texture to see where we've been or not. But look behind, oh, it's not too bad. It's alright when the stubble's been chopped and spread out like it is for soybeans. Alright, we are underway. So we'll just go around, we'll get this headland taken off. Not sure, I don't expect we'll get the whole way around this field with only having without having to refill. But we'll wait and see. If we can get down to that back corner, maybe about 50%, we won't be too far away from getting at least back towards the lake. But we'll do as much of this field as we can in the manure, and if we have to hook up to the slurry tanker, we can pump some out of there as well. I'll tell you what, we're not very far away from being 50% at this back corner, which is, I said if we did that I'd be happy, because we'd get all the way back down to the other end of the field and not have to run a whole way through this field empty. So that's good. Also good to know that if we were doing a big straight row, we'd be able to get probably down and back in one load. That bodes well for carrying on once we've got these headlands done. I think after that last field I did a couple of headland passes to make it just that little bit easier to turn. When you get to the end road, this is quite a long setup, so your tractor's sort of hanging off the edge of the field before you've got to a point where you can turn off and make sure you've got the manure spread across the entire field. And we managed to get not quite the full way around, but very close to, which is good. Means we're right here at the yard to get back up and get filled up with more manure. There we go, we've got another load in the spreader here, so we will go on and carry on going. I'm not sure how much of this field we're going to get spread with what we've got left, but we'll see how far we can go. And like I said, finished off with the slurry, but it's getting late in the evening too, actually, late in the afternoon, so see how much we can get done before nightfall. But I'll just put this on a time lapse until we've run out of manure. So that is the last of the manure all loaded up. It was only about 2.5 buckets into the spreader there, so it's not going to go very far. But we will go and put it on the field. No good leaving it in the back of the spreader. And then we'll come and get hooked up here to the slurry tank and finish off doing this field with some slurry. Shouldn't take too long. See, we've got a pretty decent sized tank there, and it goes quite a lot further than the manure does. But it was good to get that all cleared out, and we'll get this finished off. We've got a good way over the field. We'll just about do that in not quite. I think it'll take a few more than 2 passes, but not too much more. So if we'll just go and get the manure spreader, in fact I might just park the manure spreader. We're getting a bit congested in here in the yard, but I do want to give it a wash now that we've finished with it. So I might just park this up here, and we'll go get one of the other tractors. 20,000 gallons in the pit, and this takes about 10,000, so we'll be able to fill it up a couple of times, but we should be able to do it with just the one tank load. There we go, all full. So we'll pull out into the field and start getting this applied. Much nicer spread width on this, and the added benefit of doing it at 18 miles per hour as well. We'll just get set up on a GPS course there. I wonder if I've got a little offset. I do have a -3 offset set on there. I'm not sure why we've got that at the moment, but we're set up now. We'll go down and get turned around, and things should work out. Not quite able to get that field done in one tank. I thought we would have, but not to worry, plenty more in the pit, so we'll go and get it topped up and get it finished, and then I think we'll call it a day for that. And that's us pretty much done. A few little bits and pieces here I'm not too concerned about, but other than that, it's been pretty successful getting that slurry and manure, particularly using up all that manure. That was it's good to see that gone from in the cattle yard there, although we are already starting to accumulate more, which you'd come to expect with over 100 cows now, about close to 120 I think, and plans to procure some more. We'll just get this parked back up in here and leave it until we need it again. But next time we'll I've been keeping an eye still on that soybean price. We might, before nightfall, come in and get a couple of loads of soybeans sold, and then we'll do a bit of animal care. We've got obviously fields of soybeans and corn down the back of the farm, which still aren't quite mature, so we won't quite be harvesting those. But we've got these fields to till, so we'll get and do some cultivation in there and potentially get these planted again. So yeah, another busy day on No Creek Farms. I do hope you have all enjoyed that episode. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.